I'm Christina Michelle. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. I am so excited that you're here, and I want to take a few minutes to just share with you who I am, what I do, and what my intentions for this channel are. So I have some notes here. If you notice me looking over to the left, I am just trying to make sure that I remember everything and stay on track. So first of all, I am a master confidence coach and hypnotherapist. And what that means is I have gotten certified in life coaching, and I decided to focus mainly on confidence because I started coaching on relationships. And at the end of the day, it always came back to self-worth, self-esteem, and owning your inner power. And I decided to just go ahead and skip the middleman. Not that relationships aren't important, but since we always ended up working on confidence and self-esteem anyway, I just decided to specialize in confidence and self-esteem. And so I love coaching, and I am really loving hypnotherapy as well, because now I can combine the two to get the best outcome for my clients. And I always say that hypnotherapy brings the clarity and coaching brings the confidence. And what I mean by that is, in hypnotherapy sessions, we're able to get to the root cause of confidence and self-worth issues. And I also do hypnotherapy for other things too, like insomnia and anxiety and a lot of things, but most of the time women come to me to work on their self-worth issues. And so we find out what the events, places, times, situations in their life. Oftentimes it starts in childhood, but what are those instances that happened that caused them to develop the low self-esteem that they have now? And once we can find those issues, then or the cause of those issues, then we do some blockage clearing during the hypnotherapy. And then over the next month to 6 months, then we do weekly or bi-weekly coaching to help raise confidence. So that's mainly what I do. I also host vision board workshops, which are amazing. If you've never made a vision board, I highly, highly encourage it. And what a vision board is basically, it's when you get clear on who you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have. And then from that point of clarity, you look for pictures and images. Usually you can flip through magazines and find those things, and you cut out things that resonate with you and what your goals for your be, do, have are. And then you put it on a big poster board and you hang it somewhere where you can see it every day. And that helps to align you with your vision and with your intentions and your goals for your life. So I'm super passionate about vision boards as well, because they have helped me immensely in the progress that I've made in achieving goals that I've set for myself. So I do host those workshops, and I am also a public speaker. So let me see here. I went to school in California. I studied psychology at Vanguard University of Southern California, but I am an Alaskan girl born and raised, and I currently live in Alaska. Let me see. I have multiple certifications. I am a trauma-informed counselor. I am also domestic violence and sexual assault. I'm trained in domestic violence and sexual assault advocacy. And I am a certified substance abuse counselor. And so I use all of my training and background and experience to really bring a very diverse and eclectic blend of coaching and psychotherapy techniques to help my clients. And it's very fulfilling work. Let's see here. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Okay, how I became a coach. So I have had my own journey to developing high confidence and self-esteem. And I'll just tell you briefly, because I share more about this in other places, but my story about just getting off the plane. And that's really all about when I was in a relationship. I was engaged to be married, and my fiance lived in Jamaica. And we were going to have a destination wedding there in Jamaica. And I had like friends and family and everybody flying in for our wedding. And I decided not to go to the wedding. So at the time I lived in LA, and I got on the plane to go to the wedding in LAX. And we were already on the plane and like pushing back. And I'm telling you the very, very short version of the story. But as we were pushing back, I knew that I was making the wrong decision. I knew that if I went through with this marriage, that I was going to be giving away a lot of my power. And when I say power, I don't mean like control issues power, but I mean just personal power. I had already made so many sacrifices in my values and what I really believed in and what I really stood for just to be in the relationship. And I knew that that was going to continue if I married this person. And so I made the decision to get off the plane. I did not go to the wedding. That was the end of our relationship, but it was the beginning of me stepping into my own journey and taking my own path to self-discovery and to strengthening my connection to God and to cultivating a stronger spiritual connection in general. And that really helped me to increase my confidence in myself and increase my self-esteem, raise my self-worth. Like I changed careers after that. Like that's when I actually got into coaching and public speaking and writing. And it's just been an amazing journey. And so at some point I will tell more of that story and kind of fill in some of the gaps, but that's basically how I came to be a coach. I was in finance for 8 years before that, but I learned a lot and it was really good for where I was at the time, but it wasn't my passion and it wasn't what fueled my soul the way that coaching does for me now. So, that's how I became a coach. And let's see here. What's next for me is I am writing my first book. I have 2 ebooks. They are Love Online, which is my top Yahoo best answers to love and relationship questions. And I also have the Ultimate Guide to Vision Boards. And you can find those on my website. And those are free. And I obviously just started my new YouTube page, which I'm excited about. And I have also just started my Spotify podcast, the Empress Mentality podcast. And it's all about confidence, self-worth, and self-esteem. And so I talk about all kinds of different things. So as far as this YouTube channel right now, I am focusing primarily on overcoming emotional and psychological abuse from relationships with narcissistic individuals or people who have narcissistic traits. And we'll see where it goes with this because it's something that I've kind of shied away from for a long time because there were so many people talking about in PD. But in the work that I do, I just don't see how I could not talk about it because it's so prevalent in our society today. And I find that a lot of the women that I work with, their confidence and self-esteem issues not only stem from childhood trauma, but also from relationships that they've had with people who have strong narcissistic tendencies. And so I want to, first of all, educate women and men as well about this disorder and what the effects are. But after that, I really want to focus on healing and how to start the process to overcoming the grief and the sadness and the shame and the guilt and just all of the things that go along with the emotional abuse that one can endure when they're in a relationship with a narcissist. And as somebody who has been in a relationship with more than one narcissist myself, I speak from personal experience. I speak from the experience of coaching. I mean, more clients than I can count, more women than I can, name on 10 fingers on this subject. And also as a substance abuse counselor in the rehab that I work in, I have gotten to work very closely with individuals who were there for their substance abuse and mental health issues. But they also had a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder. So I've seen the disorder from many different perspectives. And I've worked with not only the individuals, but also with their victims. And so, and I don't like the word victim, but I'm just going to use it for lack of a better word. So anyway, I really want to focus on healing. That's what I'm all about. And so later on, after I lay the groundwork on what narcissism is, or narcissistic personality disorder is, and how you can recognize it, and I'm doing a video on the love bombing, the devaluing, and the discard phase, and I'll do separate videos on those 3 topics. And I don't know what else yet. It's going to be amazing. Just stick around and you'll see. So, but ultimately I'm going to get to doing practical coping skills that you can use to help you in your recovery from this type of abuse. And I'm also a dialectical behavioral therapy skills trainer, which means that I train people on how to use mindfulness, interpersonal effectiveness, emotion regulation, and distress tolerance skills in their life to just cope better with their own emotions and with traumatic situations. So, and really actually just for everyday life, I use DBT skills every day. And so I'll be sharing a lot of those skills here. And yeah, so I'm just glad that you're here, and thank you for watching. And if there is anything in particular that you would like me to talk about, please let me know. Just drop it in the comments below, or you can always email me, Christina@lifecoachcm, that's C for Christina and M for Michelle.com. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.